viewers, Voju, very many mini webs, obviously, many familiar names. Good to see you all, guys. All right, so the announcement, and I've got several. So first one is that I'm gonna address today is that I'm gonna start a new series parallel to my IFR usual flight training series. So as you know, we're now in season 2, right? I'm busy, should be busy, learning how to become an IFR pilot here, here on Pilot Edge and in X-Plane. So I will still continue doing that flight training, but in parallel. In addition to that, I'm going to start an entire new series with also seasons. So season 1, episode 1. I cannot wait to build my very own Skyhawk in X-Plane. I'd like to study the airplane itself. I like to use PlaneMaker and the Airfoil Maker and Blender, all kinds of 3D modeling software to build my very own Skyhawk with you. So I'm going to start an entire new series where I'm going to study the physics and also all kinds of programming stuff and Photoshop to build my own Skyhawk. I'm not going to know, well, what version or what kind of type. I guess just the SP version. I need to think about that quite carefully. I'm going to build that from scratch. I'm a complete noob on that front. I do have I'm a bit familiar with Photoshop, so I have some prior knowledge, but still, I will start from scratch and share all of that development with you. Now, that Skyhawk is not just going to be a regular Skyhawk. My aim is, and I don't know whether it is too big of a deal, I don't know, but I want to make a study level Skyhawk. I want to build the kind of Skyhawk that I would like to fly in X-Plane, that somehow Airfoil Labs is trying to make and SimCoders is trying to enrich by the Reality Extension Pack. I would like a fully interactive slant alpha Skyhawk, but also, I guess, in some way modular, so we can also change up all of this stuff and do the 750. And Glenn, thank you for the follow. Whatever we like, but I'd like to have so many more interactions points. Not only here in the cockpit, but also externally in the aircraft. Aside from just learning about the physics of an aircraft and how to do test flights and also how to model all of these things. So it's going to be an incredible project, a project that will take, well, I guess a year or so, because I also need to learn how to do that stuff. So it's going to be a study level Skyhawk, and obviously I'm going to collaborate with SimCoders to connect it to the rep, obviously, to get that full realism going. But I've got plenty of other features and ideas that I would like to see in my Skyhawk. I think you do too. So that's first, study level. Second, it's going to be available for you guys as well. It's going to be freeware. I'm not here to do any commercial stuff here with this aircraft. I'm just going to show you how fun it is to just build your own aircraft. You can do that as well. PlaneMaker is an app that's already included with buying X-Plane. Blender is a 3D modeling software. Is also freeware, is available. There's so much stuff. There are also entire forums, as you probably already know, of people that are already building their own airplanes, funny airplanes, strange airplanes, or just realistic airplanes. So there's a lot of stuff out there. Also on YouTube, some interesting stuff. It's going to be freeware. So that's very, very important. So this is going to be available for you guys as well. And what I'd really like to do is also invite you guys to think with me. What would your favorite ultimate Cessna Skyhawk look like? What are the features that you like to see? We can make that. It will take time, but we can make it. We can develop it and at the same time inspire others to do the same, I guess. For example, circuit breakers and all that stuff, interactive, the cabin heat, a lot of stuff that's already there. So I'm not trying to build a Skyhawk because I think there's a particular niche or something like that. Primarily, I just like to learn how to build my own Skyhawk, aside from just learning how to fly. But also, obviously, while we're going to build that thing, I'd like to make it as good as it can be and to really fit my needs and your needs as well. So I'm going to start an entire new series, building my own Skyhawk. I'm actually going to stream that from my iMac, so not on my flight simulator computer right here. I've got all the software already installed. I'm prepping OBS and all of this stuff and a good microphone and a real dedicated series on how to develop an aircraft. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Severa, thank you for the subscription. Thank you. So that's it. That's the first announcement. I think it's going to be really, really exciting. Also means that I'm going to stream a lot more often. So next to my just regular flight training streams, I'm also going to do that development work. Obviously, I'm also going to invite others, hopefully, if they like to, on the stream to teach me how to do that. I know that Rush, it was actually kind of inspired by Rush, by the way. Rush is building a real world airplane. And in context of my own lecture about how we can use flight simulation in schools to teach children about, well, aviation, I also thought about, well, wouldn't it be cool if we can also teach children how to build their own airplane? Because there's a lot of stuff that you can learn about physics and math as well. And then I thought, hey, I'd like to do that as well. So it was kind of like a organic kind of way in which this new series came to mind. So that's it. I think that's going to be really, really exciting. I hope you are as excited about this new series as well. I'm going to start this after Christmas. We're going to have a lot of time. Let me see, guys. Chemo, it's going to be a struggle to learn all of that, I think. Yep, I think so as well. But yeah, it's all about the growth mindset, Chemo, and I think I can learn it. It will take some time, but it's going to be really, really exciting. And I guess also perhaps that first, you've got the learning curve, obviously, to learn how to work with all those programs. But I think the most tedious thing of it all is just the hours and hours and hours of just perfecting a particular instrument, that it looks right in Photoshop, that it looks right. And so it's not going to be necessarily, I think, that intellectually complex or that difficult, but it's just going to take a lot of time. But I think that's fun. So I'm picturing myself in a virtual hangar almost, where I'm just going to start from scratch, like Rush is doing with his real-world airplane, and we're just going to build parts. We're gonna make the airframe. We're gonna test the airframe in X-Plane. How do we need to? I have no idea how we need to test that. We need to get the real specs of the Skyhawk and see if my model corresponds with the real performance tables. It's going to be a big challenge, but also it's going to be so educational, I think, and it's going to be also new, different from my usual flight training. And again, more streams, more fun. So that's about it. Captain John, what's the new series? Gonna build my own Skyhawk and explain. Sphero, sounds great. Maybe I learn how to make my own player too. Exactly. I miss some